Hello and welcome to Mystic Moonstone's weekly angel card reading. The duration for this reading is the 20th through to the 26th of April. I forgot what month it was in then. Okay. This week you may notice I'm going to do a couple of differences. The first difference is I'm using my Doreen Virtue pack. This is the very first pack of cards I ever started working with. I still use them from time to time. I use them in exactly the same way as I do when I'm working with the Tony Command cards. I just simply use these as my archangels, and I just use all the ones that I normally use as influence as my influence. So as you'll see, it's not that complicated. So I just thought it would be nice to have a little bit of a change. And then I'm following this reading. I thought I'd do a very simple goddess reading as well, because I do them on page, and it's nice to see how these things are done. Okay, let's have a look. So let's see what the week's got ahead for us. Shuffling all over the place at the moment. Okay, that feels about right. So let's have a look. I'm going to cut the cards, and that's the one that's there. Okay. First card we've got is Archangel Michael. This is for the beginning of the week. Archangel Michael is around us a lot at the moment. I've noticed that even on the Guardian Angel cards. It seems once we get an Archangel Michael, we seem to get a run of Archangel Michael. I imagine if he was a guest at a party, he'd be the last one to leave. But it's nice because we like having his protection around us. Archangel Michael card here is Remember Who You Are. So it's a very powerful card. If you look at this card, you've got the yellow in the centre. The yellow is your solar plexus. It's your seat of personal power. So very, very important this, that you remember who you are. That's what the message is. You are a powerful, loving and creative child of God, and you are very loved. So that is saying to you that, you know, don't be afraid to love yourself. You know, we've discussed that on page this week. But also, don't be afraid to love others. You know, sometimes when you've gone through something, especially a bad relationship or something, it starts to taint all others that come in. Some people just think that they're meant to be on their own, or they're not worthy of love. And when this card comes around, it's Archangel Michael reminding you that you are worthy of love. Okay, we're just going to look now and see the influence card. And let's see what we've got there. Okay, we've got the card Hope. This card shows, once again, I feel this really confirms what I've just been saying about love, and about when we have love, when we're not afraid to love, we can attract love into our life. So this is hope. So anyone out there who's thinking for some reason that they're not lovable, they're not capable of loving, they're not capable of being loved, this is a card of hope. This is saying, no, actually, hope is coming in around you, and love is coming in around you. And, you know, stop feeling that. Start feeling braver, that you can actually reach out for more, and you will find you will attract more into your life. Okay, let's see what's for the midweek. Right, midweek we've got Archangel Jophiel, and it's a card of outdoors. This card is a nice card because it's about connecting with nature, okay? And we can all do that. It doesn't matter if we live in a city, if we live in the country, if we live by the sea. There's always somewhere that you can actually connect that's to do with nature. You know, I was brought up in the inner city, but I've got lots of childhood memories of crawling around in the grass in one place or another, looking for worms or looking for frogs, and I was a little bit of a tomboy, as you can tell. So you know, even if you're in the inner city, there is normally oases sort of scattered around. Sometimes you have to look for them, but they're there. Even your local graveyards, you know, can be an oasis of life, of wildlife. So you know, just take yourself somewhere where you've got that kind of that chance to actually connect with nature, and just to feel harmonised with yourself, okay? Archangel Jophiel, she helps us to clear the clutter from our life that's no longer serving a purpose. And sometimes that clutter can be emotional clutter that actually stops us from being able to move on. So with this card, especially with it coming after the Remember Who You Are card, I would say that you need that time out to just be able to gather your thoughts together, and just to know what it is that you know that you really want, what you desire, and to know that you're worthy of that. Okay, so let's look at our influence cards and see what comes up here. It's the card, it's the angel of diet and nutrition. I always worry when I give this one to a client. It's nothing to do with gaining weight, losing weight, getting fit. It's nothing to do with, you know, the whole outer appearance. It's more to do with the inner appearance. And the card itself says it. It says, you know, pay attention to what you eat and drink, and you will intuitively know what is good for you. Okay, and that is so true. And when you are spiritual, you quite often, you know, you'll get little messages coming through when you start to eat something. Even before you eat something, you just get a feeling that something's either wrong for you, or you start kind of getting this food coming in or this drink coming in, whatever it is. And, you know, you suddenly realise that you need it. It's a little bit like when you're pregnant and your body's craving. That's because when you're pregnant, you're so in tune with your body, because you're watching out for all the signs. It's just a natural part. It's where that kind of that protection starts, really. And you know, but then in everyday life, we tend to sort of forget that, and we tend to forget to listen to our body, and our body knows exactly what it wants. And you know, sometimes even a little bit, you know, of what you fancy does you good, as long as it's in moderation, because sometimes it can just like lift the mood a little bit. So, you know, you're going outdoors, you're connecting with nature, and possibly thinking about what you're eating, what you're drinking, how it can improve your energy, and that's midweek. Okay, so we're going to move on to the end of the week and see what we have there. Okay, and we have Archangel Haniel. This angel is important for Moonstone, because that is her crystal, Moonstone. So I always like when she turns up in a reading, and I particularly like this card. I think it's a beautiful card. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, this card is about moon cycles. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalise upon these cycles. Okay, so what that is saying is your mood can change as you go through the month. And, you know, I can imagine the fellas listening to this going, oh, well, this is one for the ladies. But it's not, because even men are affected by the environment around them. Okay, so just watch out for those little changes. You know, some people feel better in different weather conditions than others, you know, and it's about connecting in with the natural world around you, really. So so just watch out for that. And, you know, if you're more of a morning person, more of an evening person, whatever it is, capitalise on that when you get that extra energy to actually be able to do something, or even just to do your best thinking. Okay, so that's what that card is about. It's once again about listening to yourself, listening to your intuition, listening to what your body's telling you. Okay, so we're just going to look now. The other thing with Archangel Haniel when she comes in, it's about loving yourself unconditionally, which kind of takes us back to the beginning, but I'll go into that a little bit more in a minute. And the last card is the Angel of Abundance. Okay, so this shows a steady flow of abundance is about to manifest into your life. Okay, I'm just going to leave that there, and I'm going to go right back to the beginning, because I can see where this reading's gone now. It's always easier on hindsight. You know, the first card is about remembering who you are. It's Archangel Michael promising you, or giving you assurance even, that, you know, he's giving you that little bit of protection, and it's safe to reach outside the box a little bit. It's safe to actually want more. It's safe to hope for love to come into your life. Okay. As we get to midweek, it's about connecting with nature more, about going outside. Perhaps you've been thinking about taking up something like walking or jogging, power walking, you know, swimming, anything like that. Anything that connects you with nature, cycling, you know, there's so many things, photography, you know, there are so many things you can do outside that actually lifts the spirit and is good for the body as well. Okay, and the Angel of Diet and Nutrition, as I said, this isn't about what you look like, it's about what you feel like, it's about getting that energy, it's about inspiring you, it's about you knowing just how special you are, so that you can actually shine and attract something back into your life that's worthy of you. Okay, and the last card is the moon cycles. It's about noticing how you feel, maybe noticing, you know, that there can be ebbs in your energy, and actually capitalising on the times when, you know, your energy is at its highest, okay? Not just saying, well, I feel down, I'm going to leave it this way, okay? If it carries on and you carry on feeling down, then you go back to the step before, and you start connecting with nature, and you start just kind of connecting with the world around you, okay? Because sometimes what we do when we go through a bad time, we go into our shells, and that can be very detrimental. Okay, and the last card is the Angel of Abundance, which I kind of skipped past, and the reason I skipped past it is it now makes more sense having gone through and done a sort of a brief outline, because abundance can come in any form that you're actually desiring it. It's not just about monetary wealth, it can be about love coming in, okay, it can be about friendship coming in, it can be about opportunities coming in. Basically, it's whatever energy you're trying to attract into your life is where that abundance will be. Okay, and this is showing that, you know, if you take these steps this week, you know, we're really kind of in the heart of the spring now, and it's a really good time to start sort of just shaking things up a little bit. And I would say having the angels, Archangel Jophiel and Archangel Haniel, is the perfect time for that kind of spring clean, shake up of your own life. When Archangel Jophiel comes in, as I said before, she helps you to see the beauty in your life. Okay, that's the first thing, but she also helps you to clear out what is no longer serving a purpose. Okay, and Archangel Haniel, as I said earlier, I touched on it, she's the angel who helps us connecting with our inner talents, but she also helps us to love ourselves and others unconditionally. So not, you know, no strings attached, let's just be ourselves, let's just work with our integrity and shine, and as we shine we will attract those who have got that same kind of mentality into our life. Okay, and that's all any of us can ask for, and that's the abundance. So on that note, I'm going to wish you all a lovely week. I hope you've enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you again next week for another Mystic Moonstone Angel Card reading. Love and light to you all. Bye. Hello, and welcome to the first Goddess card reading for Mystic Moonstone. This is just something a little bit different. It won't be a regular occurrence, but I just thought it would be nice to do something, as I said, a little bit different. Okay, one of the things I'll say is I'm always listening to people, and they're all about all the expensive sets of cards they get and how many packs of cards and one thing and another. And I don't think it's important how many packs you have. I think it's important that you connect in with those cards. Anybody who knows me knows that it's Tony, Command, Salerno are the cards that I've really connected in with. Doreen Virtue Archangel pack is a pack that I started with. And I always say it's a really good sort of starting point. But Tony Kavan also does do Goddess and God cards. You will see Mystic Mal using the God cards. I use the Goddess cards, I just separated them out and I just use them when I do a Goddess reading. So they're my Goddess cards there. How I do my angel card readings, I have my archangels and I have my influence cards, and I do my Goddess readings exactly the same. And just to prove to you, you don't need to use an expensive pack of cards. These ones were a little freebie a couple of years ago, I think it was, from Soul and Spirit magazine. Okay, so a little freebie, but I think they're lovely cards because they work with colour, and I like to work with colour. Okay, as you all know, so I use them as my influence cards. Anything that's not actually directed towards one angel or one goddess, but is about the elements of the situation, are great to use as influence cards. Okay, so here's my goddess cards, and I'm just going to do one for the week and see what the goddess cards have to say. You'll see it'll be very, very quick and a lot of fun. Okay, so the first card for the beginning of the week is the Goddess of Beauty. Okay, this is going a little bit like the angel card reading already. I can see the similarity in this week. The card itself is it's saying you are a wondrous being of light. There is nothing to change or fix. Okay, so that's important. Do you remember how the angel card was about remembering who you are, remembering how special you are, going back into your solar plexus and into your personal power. With this card also we have the butterflies, which is a sign of rebirth, of emergence. So maybe you've gone through a time of stagnation, hibernation even, and you know you're ready to emerge back and just show the world who you are, okay, because you're special and it's your time to shine. Okay, so I'm going to put that card there. I've already shuffled these cards as you saw. I'm just going to cut these and see what this has to say. And it's the card of Spirit. It's got lots lots of lovely pinks and purples here, so lots of just spirituality coming in, and also lots of unconditional love for the self as well as others, okay, but the self is important in this, and it's trusting your higher guidance. So, you know, trusting that little voice. Once again, we're going to the solar plexus, we're going to go with the gut, okay, and you know, that little voice that's saying, you know, you are special, you can shine, you are worthy of this, there's nothing you need to change, you just simply need to be yourself. And that's what you're seeing at the beginning of the week. Okay, so let's go to the middle of the week and see what goddess we have there. We've got the Goddess of Awakening. Okay, I love this card, it always makes me smile. And it says, you know, this is a wondrous time of exploration, of romance and creativity. Okay, so that's all going in with the sacral chakra here. Okay, your seat of sexuality, your seat of creativity. Okay, and it's about not being afraid to be vulnerable, not being afraid to show the world who you truly are, because you know something, you're a star, you're going to shine as long as you stay your authentic self. Okay, so that emergence is going into the shining now. The butterfly is spreading the wings. Okay, I love these cards. Now let's have a look. And we've got healing passion, and you know what I really like about this? This is showing me just how well this reading's working. We've just been talking about the sacral chakra, and as we all know, the colour of that is orange, and look how lovely and orange this card is. Okay, with lots of reds, taking it to the root chakra, taking it back to getting back to basics, getting back to your foundations, and lots of yellow, which is about, you know, stepping into your own power, your solar plexus, listening to your gut, listening to your intuition, okay, and it's healing passion. Healing begins within. Healing begins when we start to believe in ourselves. The card says, express the fire within you. Fire, passion, creativity, all goes together. You can see that link. Okay, we're going to go towards the end of the week. And we have the Goddess of the Sacred Power. Okay, I smiled because, you know, as I saw that, it was almost like I was just being drawn to the sacral again, and the solar plexus, and you know, your personal power, the inner divine female in all of us, you know, connecting with the universe. You can just see the passion going through me as I'm talking about this, can't you? Sorry, I love my goddess cards. You're being encouraged to take a leading role in a current situation, and that's towards the end of the week. So something's saying to you, you know, it's time to step up. And it could be that you're being encouraged to take a leading role in your own life, because quite often that is the role that we tend to fail to do. We either give responsibility to others, or we go into hibernation, or we just kind of go with the flow, and then we moan when we don't end up at the destination that we really wanted to. Okay, so sometimes that leading role is about actually stepping up and taking authority and responsibility for your own life. And I'm just going to look at the last influence card. You see how easy this is? I can't get away from orange today. Lots and lots of orange. Okay, and it's tenderness, and the card says vulnerability is a gateway to true connections. And you know, I just love them because they are really working with me today, and I'm really enjoying this because I was just talking about vulnerability, and there we have the word on the card. And that shows that if you're not willing to take a chance sometimes and be vulnerable and be your true self and take the mask off, then there is no connection. Sometimes we all have to step out of that comfort zone, you know. Well, I hesitated then because I just had this image of somebody doing fire walking. Do you know when they have the hot coals and the orange glow and they walk across the fire, and people say, I can never do that, I couldn't do that in a million years, and then when somebody's actually achieved it, they say, that, you know, that was really easy, it was just a case of mind over matter, looking to where I wanted to go, focusing and getting there. And that's exactly what life is like. So that is a goddess reading. So when, you know, if I ever do a goddess reading for you, you know what I'm sort of going on about, how I get to where I get to. Lots of lovely orange warm energy coming in around you all this week. You know, I feel just warm and glowing just reading these cards. I hope you've enjoyed this. As I said, this won't be a regular feature, but goddess cards, goddess readings are always available should anybody want them. Okay, love and light to you all. Till next week.